on the end of season lap of honour, so apologies, not the usual tardiness. Actually had a reason this time. How are we all feeling after that one? Jump in the comments and let us know your thoughts. And as ever, I'll give you mine. Let's have a look, see what I've been saying. Got me ears all over shot today. Right. Loads of comments already. Cheers for getting involved, everybody. Right, my thoughts on that one. Finest of fine margins. Depleted team, missing some key players. Newcastle United went toe-to-toe with Arsenal today and were in the fight all the way through. Probably a sluggish start of the second half and an Anthony Gordon error and a fantastic finish from Declan Rice is the finest of fine margins that basically separated the two sides today. I see a lot of people clamouring to criticise Wilson's not good enough, Gordon looked lazy, all these kind of things, but I thought that was... I'm more interested in reflecting on the positives. I thought the manager set them up brilliantly. Again, to frustrate. They controlled the game. They probably should have taken their chances in the first half. And look, they were probably made to pay for that a little bit. But then the manager went again and changed the team. And look, he was going to his bench and bringing off a Sula, Miley and Kraft. And still going toe-to-toe and hanging on in a game against Arsenal. I actually think there's probably more to be proud of in that game than what there was to be negative about, being brutally honest. But that may not be reflected in the comments. I'm interested to see what you guys have got to say. But it maybe shows where Newcastle United are towards the end of the season, that maybe the squad finally has just let themselves down. You got a quick word for the people that want? Do you want to get on, Ando, for a quick word?
Go on.
Are you allowed to your BBC contract?
It doesn't bother me.
Thoughts on that one?
I thought it was very tense, very tight.
Yeah.
Always thought one goal was going to separate both sides. We had to take the chances that we had in the first half. You needed the ball to fall for us in those scrambles in the box. They didn't. And to be fair, the goal, they got a really good strike as well. Thought we were the better side first half. They controlled the majority of the second half, took the sting out of it a little bit. And I think at the end of the day, a draw would have been a fair result.
No, it is. I've just said I thought there's probably more to be proud of in that game than be negative about.
Yeah,
because they went toe-to-toe with a depleted team, missing some key players, and how I thought set it up really well.
Yeah, I thought it was really edgy. I thought it was nervy. Both sides, you could see they knew what was riding on it. They knew the importance of the game and how important it was to win the game. And you could see the relief on the Arsenal players at the end of the game. Yeah. Makes the Everton game even more exciting, doesn't it?
It kind of felt like it was always going to be that, though, wasn't it? They were always going to have to be
it was going to come down to that. But look, if we play as well as we have been playing at St James's, we should have enough to beat them.
Right, spot on. I knew I'd get you on at some point, isn't it?
Take it easy.
Cheers, Ando. You can save the X-rated version for after. Right. That was a little cameo there for you. I knew I'd get him on at some point in the season. Newcastle United legend, BBC commentary legend. You may well have been listening to him instead of listening to the Sky. I don't know. Am I getting a bit dark here as I walk up into the stand? I don't know. You still hear us all right? I hope you can. Right, no, like I said, I think it's the finest of fine margins when you're fighting at the top end of a division, and when you're fighting at the top end of a division with some of the players Newcastle United have and the options that they don't have and ones that they do have, it isn't going to be easy. You're always going to come up short at times, and I think there was a lot to be proud of there. I kind of said it, I don't want to be too negative, but if they were to get beat today, it was the manner in which they got beat was really important because of the goal difference and keeping it in your own hands going into the final day, and they did that. It was narrow, it was tight, Arsenal were hanging on, and a 1-0. I was worried actually at times when Newcastle threw the kitchen sink. I suppose too, looking at the league table from memory doesn't make too much of a difference anyway, so you can see why they did that. But look, I'm not going to stand here and go, oh, Willock's this and Wilson's that and Gordon's this and Gordon. However, the lads have put everything into that today. They're missing their best striker, they're missing a couple of their key men. Joelinton, their main hard man in midfield who sets the tone with his physicality. In a game like this, he would have been great. They're missing Lewis Hall had that real quality element. I thought Livramento was class today. Just missing in that final third, and that's probably his game. He's a fantastic athlete. Great runs, played inverted today and caused all kinds of problems that first half. Bruno I thought was quality. If he just had that final touch, it would have made all the difference. I'm taking more good from today than I'm taking bad. I don't know if that'll be reflecting the comments, but I'm going down to it. Right, who was first in the comments today? Graham Doherty, disappointed with AG10 today, lots of runs. Right, So I'm going to cut this short. If everybody in the comments is purely going to be a pile-on Anthony Gordon, I'll read them. You're not really going to get an agreement from me. I would say the opposite. Look, he made a mistake. He's made mistakes before. Does he only cast a few performances? I could maybe say that, but he's a quality footballer and will come again. And he's just not at his very best. It's been a disjointed few months for him. Partly his own making. Can't really fault that. He needs a summer. Go away. And if you read the Newcastle World story on Saturday morning, I might republish because nobody seemed to read it. Look at the figures. Liverpool are coming back from him in the summer, so that'll be interesting to see. Right, anyway, I'll read them, but I'm not. If it's turned into a playing the players, I can't be bothered with it tonight. I actually think there's lots of positive to take from it. Disappointed with AJ10 today, Graham Doherty. Lots of runs, no end product. That's fair. Plus, he gave the ball away at the goal. Obviously, missed his Saturday. Hope he's okay for next week, and we'll find that out soon. I hope so too. DEC disappointed we didn't get a goal first half. Bruno played well. Gordon looked like he wanted to go sit back down on the bench. Magpie Ranger, nothing has really changed. That's the point. That's an important point. It's still in our hands. Disappointed with Gordon today. Attitude was all wrong, and not for the first time this season. Travel Buck. Wow, we are lacking a goal threat. Yes, that's the quality. That's the Wilson thing. I find myself saying it, like looking at Callum Wilson saying, wow, he's 2 years, 3 years, whatever it may be, he's 18 months past his best. Doesn't look the same. There's two elements to this to me. I think he isn't quite as good as he was. Age does that to people, as we all know. The second point I would make on that front is that Callum Wilson has never operated at a team that's going toe-to-toe to finish second in the Premier League. That's what happened today. That was, whether you think the Premier League, good standard, bad standard, whatever, this was the second, I'll come out here. Newcastle United have just played England's second best team today and had them hanging on at the end with a makeshift team. Callum Wilson's never been involved in that. And he looked lacking. And that's fair to say, he did look lacking. But is it more the fact that Newcastle United have gone, he's just gone past his best maybe, but Newcastle United are operating at a level they've never ever been at with Callum Wilson here, so he's going to look out of place. It's just a natural progression. You're finding that with a few players, and that's just natural. They're going to have to be moving on, replaced, or whatever, and that's what the summer's for. Travel Butter again, Wilson offered Nout Asula a handful for his camera. He was alright. I'm not going to go too big on Asula, he was alright. Tony Shaw has done 2 slow free kicks that crap needs replacing. DC thought Cher was fine, but definitely missing trips though, definitely do. Graham Doherty, apart from Rice's worldie, they never looked like scoring. We could have had a couple in the first half if not for Rhea. Ali B1, Gordon so poor, I think he's been off since the semi-final. Ali B1 were poor in the second half, should have subbed Gordon, not Murphy. Darren Connolly, Gordon was an outlet, and I think that's why he was kept on. So there was method in the madness, I would believe. But I didn't think Gordon was great in either half, although he was a continued outlet with his pace, and they didn't have any of that in other parts up front. So you can see why he kept him on. Darren Conley really need to stop moving in and inform Harvey Barnes the right to accommodate out form. Gordon, is Harvey Barnes in form? That doesn't make sense to me. Is he in form? He's barely kicked the ball for the last few weeks. If you're going to start throwing aspersions and assassinations around, he's barely kicked the ball for a few weeks. Where we are, Darren Connolly, early goal crucial against Everton. They are without their first choice centre backs Tarkowski and Branthwaite. Carabao Cup champion Tony Timebridge, Lee Ham Ken RD. Tony Timebridge again thought we were a better team today, unlucky. I thought so too, and I thought Ando said that too. I'm in agreement with him, and I hope you did like that little cameo as we try to do from time to time on the Geordie Journals. Steve Wilson showed today that he's finished, sadly. Darren Connolly, I think again, I'm not going to stand here, I don't know, I've got the same doubts as probably all of you guys. I'm not going to stand here and say, oh, he's finished this, he's this, that and the other. I'm going to say he's never operated, even at Callum Wilson, at his height of his powers. End of Bournemouth, start at Newcastle, height of his powers, has never operated at the top end of the Premier League. The very top end. Arsenal are up there, one of the best teams in Europe, whether you like them, dislike them, whatever, laugh at them, what they haven't achieved or what they have or whatever you see. They're up there, they're the pinnacle, they're one of the best. Second best team in England, one of the best teams in Europe. Results prove that. Callum Wilson's never been in that company. So how do you judge the lad in that respect? He is probably a little bit age catching up. But has he even hit height his powers? Would he have been able to operate at this level? I think the question's there. I don't know if he would have. Darren Connolly should have been a couple up at half time. And yet again this season we just didn't show up the second half. Such a frustrating pattern. Steve draw would have been a fair result where the first half Arsenal. The second half, that's 2. And they're going to have that. They're a home team. Newcastle were never going to come here and control 90 minutes against the second best team in England. I think there has to be some context to the criticism. It has to be, in my opinion. Alibi's fuming at Gordon, Barry Hogan. Wilson should never have started, lay him off at nothing. Craig Foggan, great effort by the lads, I thought, mate. Go next week and win. It hasn't changed anything. In fact, what could have changed something was a 3-0 defeat or a 4-0 or something like that. Would have then made it really iffy. It hasn't. They did the job. Barry Hogan, Liam, would you loan Asula out next season? No idea, mate. No idea. Magic Melons, Gordon still looks like he doesn't want to be there. I'm not sure about that. Barry Hogan, Andrew the Legend, Carabao Cup champion. Tony Timebridge just put it in the net, but he must have a reaction to me getting Andrew on. Barry Hogan, T-Rex arms waiting for us. Just forget all that crap. Just go and win the game. Honestly, don't care about who's in goal. I don't think he cares anymore. Just get on with it. Varsity performance wasn't a bad one, mate. Frustration comes from needing a win. I agree with that. Would have been great to have a stress-free last day, but not to be the case. It was never going to be this way. Terry H, when you get those chances in the first half, you don't take them, and conceding just seems inevitable. Second half, they took it to us beginning, but apart from the goal, we limited them. Steve C, we know what we need to do. Bring it on him. Exactly. It doesn't change anything. It could have been good. It could have taken the pressure off. But it was always meant to be this way. You end up where you're meant to be. And it's hard. I'm going to go off on a tangent, as I can do from time to time. It's hard. It's hard to... This season's been remarkable. It's hard to criticise anything that's gone on. But the transformative effect that Champions League football and the finances that brings almost gives Newcastle a hop, skip and a jump instead of a mini step forward. Financially, it allows them to absolutely pile forward. And that's the difference. That's what they're really playing for. Look, the prestige, all that kind of stuff. And let's not look away from this. Newcastle United got 2 games to go. When people talk about can footballers do what they really want to do at this football club, the answer is here and now. Yes, they're not at this level, but they're nearly competing. They're nearly there. To think how Eddie Howe has pulled this through with the players that are still in this squad to be competing like they did today against a near enough-ish, not far off. They weren't missing many players. A lot of quality on the pitch also. Near enough full strength to compete like they did, and to be competing and won a trophy right in the mix. There's always got to be a bit of context, and I'll be as disappointed as anybody if they don't do this, don't get the Champions League. However, it's going to be hard to criticise them. They've given it absolutely everything this season, and they deserve to get in there, but they might not, and it won't be the disaster season, but it will hurt financially. You can't get away from that, so it's a tough one. Anyway, I'm going back diving in the comments. Terry H, does anyone know if he's be back for the Everton game? I don't know. You're probably seeing on Twitter quicker than what I will be on here, because I'm not even on there. I'm literally talking to you guys. Steve Dawson, proud of the performance today. We're in this for the long run. Terry H, Gordon makes mistakes. He tries to make stuff happen. Today it wasn't his best effort, but there was trying to make an impact. Carl Hope, Gordon's been poor for a while now. While he won, we play better with Murphy and Barnes, and we do Gordon, leave him on the bench. Daniel Gordon should have been down the middle. We got Gordon on the left. Wilson did nothing. I think that must mean could have been down the middle with Barnes on the left, probably. Even if we don't manage to get Champions League, we should be chuffed for this season. Mind you, I hope we won't affect the transfer window, keep more stars if we finish outside the top 5. It will affect the transfer window if they finish outside the top 5. That is the undoubted thing. They'll be fine with keeping stars. Look, I've got question marks over Anthony Gordon, as I mentioned before. About his future, will he stay? Don't know. But the rest, they'll be fine. I'm going to stay. However, will they be able to sign the type of the quantity and quality of players that they want to sign if they get the Champions League? No, they can't do that. It won't happen, sadly. Chris James, defeat doesn't really change anything. Correct, goal difference hasn't been dented, and it's still our own hands, unlike last year. Home game against Everton should be a win. Tony, Gordon hit the ground every 5 minutes. Surely Han must have said something, yet he kept doing it. If we win against Everton, do we still need to rely on others for ECL? No, it's in Newcastle United's hands. Kyle told me they gave it their all. Given the team and circumstances, I agree. Only just beaten and not outclassed by semi-finals to Champions League, still in our hands. X is great to see, I know it really was. Carlton West, I reckon we'll be fine. Chelsea and Forest will draw, and whoever thought I would want a Man United victory, and we will beat Everton. I think so too. Ali B1, Bruno had a great game. I thought he was really good. Really tried to make things happen. He was physical. He stopped attacks. He was excellent. Tino Livramento too. They were my 2 star men. I thought Dan Burn had a good game as well. Paul Featherstone, I hope Everton are a bit hungover next week. Aidan Brophy, good game. Let's hope we do it next week. It's very tight. Paul Featherstone, weird things happen on the final day. Don't be worried. Whatever happens, it happens. Look, the consolation prize is Europa League football. Last year the consolation prize was nothing. So they are taking steps forward. It's the financial gain of the Champions League which makes the real difference. Steve, who would you keep and release out of players remain out of contract? I'm not going to go there. Too many comments. We will address that in videos in the summer. No doubt about that. Ollie Devontae. Look how Rice scored against Newcastle. It was a great finish. Top finish. He's a top player. Top player plays. Look, all this, I've said this before on the Tory Dream, was all this crap, and let's go on an Arsenal tangent. All this crap that everyone puts in for England. There's like a number 6, a sitter, and he can do it because he's a big physical lad, and he's committed. He's a number 8. He gets up and down, he scores goals, and he plays an 8 for Arsenal. Don't waste him for England playing him a 6. It's ludicrous. Anyway, I digress. Ricardo Vos. Solid in the build-up, but decision-making is bonkers at times. The whole team looks very inverted, especially once the subs come on. Colin Farrell, speaking amongst each other. John McKean, not a shot on target in the second half, isn't filling me hope for next week. Well, they're not playing Arsenal next week, all right? Strange comment. David H, we controlled the last 25 of the second half. Also, we did. Better team lost for sure. I think the least Newcastle deserved out of that game was a draw. They didn't get it. That happens, the finest of margins at the top end of football. However, 27 likes, 250 you guys on here. Give it a like, man. I'm giving you my time of day as I'm still here at the Emirates. Dan Ewan Gordon delivered another stinker. I don't think it was a stinker, but he wasn't at his best. Steve, we have no depth in centre midfield when you take our first choice midfield 3, Boran Miley. I thought Miley was alright when he came on, as you say. Ollie Devontae, look how Rice broke the castle. Are you using AI to write these comments or something? It just makes no sense, Daphne. Tony, I think you've given Arsenal far too much respect, similar to our team. Paul Grimmin could have been out of sight in the first half. We are no worse than Arsenal, joint second best team in the country. With a quick NUFC, why was Arteta? I know he was wearing a coat. Why was he wearing a coat? I don't know. Soft lad. David H, beat Everton at home when we're in. Exactly. Nice, and it's a simple equation. JC, we looked okay last game of the season. It is, bring it on. I agree. Steve, what players do you think we will sign and sell? I can't go there, mate. It's a post-match. We will talk about that in later videos, but thanks for the question. Brother SL, Brian should be in the Brian? Who's Brian? Brian should be in the Champions League still. What, man? What? None of this crap again. David Bartel, if you said at the beginning of the season we go into the last game needing a win, I would be absolutely delighted, but desperate need Isak back for the Champions League. Ricardo Vos was always going to go to the last game after Brighton, but I'm nervous about Everton. It's a sort of side we struggle against at home. Possibly. Mark Atkinson 167 next time. Well, as winner takes all. Yeah, it is. A week to get Isak, Joe Linton and Trippier fit. I'm not sure how many of those will be fit. You'd have to hope on Isak. Realise I'm going to come in the light. Is that better? I feel a bit better out here. It's still a beautiful day, as you can see here in London. Beautiful day. Where are we at? Steve, how was the box last week? I see the wings are £300 a pop per game. Well, it was an invite. You don't think I'm going to be paying I'm not going to be paying 300 quid for a place in a box. It was an invite, and it was lovely to spend the afternoon with Keith Patterson, me good mate. Tony, what's happening with the new stadium announcement? I'm not going there, mate. It's a post-match John Story. Gordon absolutely cost us the point. Needs to be dropped for Everton, as he is always below par against them. Chris James, 4th, 7th. And wherever we finish this season, plus actually winning a trophy, battling PSR limitations, anyone complaining needs to get a grip on reality. Remember where we've come from. David Bartel, like the back 5 system. It's nice to have a plan B, more strings to the bow. But Murphy not half the player of Trippier, and that system correct. Yeah, I think that's the bit that's lacking. Nor is Kraft, because he doesn't really have that forward quality that Kieran Trippier can have. Kenzie, no dinosaurs next Sunday, just laser focus. Correct. Ali B1, I thought we passed the ball really well in the first half. We did, moved it really well. The move for the Livramento one, which it was probably the last person you wanted to fall to. The move was beautiful, really, really good. E.g., we'll put pressure on ourselves against Everton now. We're always going to do that, mate. Silly Goose, I hear that Gunnosaurus found PSG's room. Aye, down here they have this little, all the boys dressed in black, what a lovely bunch of lads, pretending to be sort of, this sort of ultra culture from Europe. Just be Arsenal fans. Be yourselves. Be the best version of yourselves. Don't pretend to be some kind of foreign fan group. Pathetic. I think it's absolutely pathetic. Whatever they're called. Anybody might be able to tell us in the comments. Steve, we need to adopt Pep's outlook regarding players who want to leave. We definitely don't want to take up his philosophy. As wonderful a manager and as much as I respect him, Jesus, I'd be pulling the rest of me bonnet out watching that crap from yesterday over and over. Pass, backwards and sideways, out to Foden, cut back inside, out to Dot who run the ball out for a goal kick. Honestly, it was crap. I would hate watching that kind of football. Anyway, back to your point. Back to his philosophy. Let them go and trust our recruitment team. Possibly. Don't forget our recruitment team and EH found our best players. Ali B1 was Burn lucky not to get sent off at the end. That could have been awful for Everton. I didn't see it. Fill me in on what happened. Forza Napoli from Maximus1318. Classmate. T-Man Taus in Amila. Steve Kennedy, sorry, but if we get a really good offer for Gordon, he should be sold. TYG, Steve, by your accounts, Trippier leaves and we may not have won the trophy. I don't think Trippier leaves. Or he's saying people wanted him to leave. Yeah, I think that's absolutely fair comment. Silly Goose, we've come a long way. We are still third and disappointed not going to Arsenal and getting anything from it. Exactly. Ben Clift, Newcastle are shit, man. Are they? I mean, they've just proven they're not. Graham Doherty, after yesterday, City might still cock up. You don't know what... Look, they've got 2 games because the teams they're playing are literally done. The season is finished. They are absolutely winnable games. But if that Manchester City plays against anybody, any result could happen. Martin Body, even a defeat, I think the performance is good. Shows how far the team has come when we just come short way to Arsenal. I agree. Bano Jr., if you can't hold Arsenal to a point in that level of match, we're buggered for the Champions League. He said it was needed today. But look, you're playing a semi-finalist away from home. It's not easy, and that is they played Arsenal 4 times this season. What's the aggregate score? That was the only goal they conceded in 4 games against Arsenal. I'd say that's not a bad return. Paul Featherson highlighted the game. Arteta getting a yellow. I was booting the ball on the pitch. It was ridiculous. Steve, the gods are conspiring against currently with all our injuries. Look, the squad has fallen short. If there was one big fault with this season, and that we've known this, is the squad is not up to scratch. It doesn't have the depth of a lot of the other teams in the first top half of the Premier League, and it's only taken 2, 3, 4 injuries to start piling up 4, 5s. It becomes a problem, much like it did through last season, and that has to be addressed in the summer, and it will be. I'm certain it will be. With a quick NUFC, who would you rather be stuck in a lift with, Arteta or Ten Hag? I think Ten Hag would be more interesting. Well, I'm not a massive fan with either of them. Tony, cheers for all you've done this season. To us, we haven't done anything. But hope we can put a smile on your face at times. Ricardo Vos, or Aidan Leaf said, Hi mate. Ricardo Vos, Gordon's playing in his head. You can see the cogs turning. Where's the instinctive rocket of our season? I think that's a really good summary. I think he's beaten himself a lot of the time. And he needs the summer. He'll come back refreshed, I'm certain of it. John Mitchinson, if he doesn't leave, that is. John Mitchinson, like to know what is said at half time. Aidan Lee, you an Arsenal fan? I am not. Can I have a football shirt, please? XXL. Is that to fit me? No, I don't have a football shirt to give you, unfortunately. Go to the shop. TYG, have to admit some response here are probably out of disappointment of the moment, or Sunderland fans asking Gordon to be dropped on the final match. Let's be real, we need him. I agree. Callum Mason, what a beautiful stadium it is. Actually, I was just saying that to Jordan and Dom, who will be on our big video coming up soon. I just said to them, like, what a lovely day and a beautiful place actually to play a game of football. And I thought that was a fantastic game of Premier League football, as much as Newcastle United came up short. I thought it was a spectacle at a beautiful day at a really impressive stadium. I thought it was excellent today. Aidan Lee, I subscribed to you. Oh, brilliant, thanks a lot. I haven't got a top for your mind. Silly Goose, any dates set for Palace's open top tram parade around Croydon? I don't know, but it just didn't quite. Look, I don't begrudge them. They hate us. Like, they'll probably have some bloody ridiculous banner the next time they play Newcastle. You can almost read it now. Where it'll say, "We did it properly, no blood money," all that kind of rubbish. Just get used to it. Water off a duck's back. But I lack the intensity I would say. I know a lot of people really liked it. I wasn't a massive fan of it, but I don't begrudge anybody, and it's nice for English football that things are getting shared about and stuff is happening rather than the same old crap winning it all the time. Effigy Ninan Chair. Oh, I have no idea. I can't say your name, mate. I really apologise for that. Nice it is. E.g., that point against Brighton was worth its weight in gold. Now, it certainly was. Steve, great lives as ever, lame. Thanks, mate. Prince Moschino, Arsenal. Demon Spawnify. Not much between us and Arsenal shows how far we've come. Exactly. Their keeper had a blinder. Look, he did. He made some good saves in the first half. The deflected one, probably the best of them all. Aidan Lee, I'm from West Yorkshire and I love Manchester United and Fleetwood Town. Nice one, mate. Steve, if we can't beat Everton, we don't deserve Champions League football. Harsh but true. That is fair. Sean said, hi mate. Derek Sharp, we had to do it the hard way, Liam. And hi, thanks mate. And yes, we did. We will have to do it the hard way, and I think we will. Aidan Lee, I love Arsenal in the 90s. Fantastic team, particularly late 90s. Arsene Wenger was an absolute revelation in English football and continues to be so with some of his ideas. Sean, gotta respect it. Sean, can you show us the view? I hope it looks cleaner and clearer today. I got myself a new phone. We had some complaints about it. I hope it looks better today. Maybe it doesn't. Let's flip it round. Oh, can I flip it round? Here we go. There's the view. It's full of youngsters playing on the pitch. A few Arsenal fans hanging around. I don't think any of the players... Oh, the players are still out over there with their families, some of them. That bloody big dinosaur thing is there. There's Raheem Sterling just walking over here. Can you see him coming over to see his family in the stand? So, there's your view. If you like that sort of thing. Flip it round. I'm back. George Gilboy. In all honesty, we haven't played well since the final. I think there's merit in what you say. But I'll take it. They've had some fantastic results. Derek Sharp, Gordon wants Liverpool, possibly. Maximus 1318. I do like this Newcastle squad. Isak's become number one of my favourite non-Chelsea Napoli players. Was really pulling for them this season. Also have a great manager. I'm glad he stayed. That's a really nice comment, mate. And what I would say about Alexander Isak, he has not been the same player in the back end of the season. He's been managing this groin injury, which is getting worse. Big summer for Isak in that respect. It needs to be sorted out. Gillian Malgott, when is the game going to start? It's already been. That's why we're talking about the end, unfortunately. Apologies you missed it. Steve, I bought the new alleged kit off DHgate. Let's see what arrives at my door. It's always a risk, mate. TYG, some would argue we never deserved it to begin with. Other teams who were top by are having their own issues. Context would help us understand our position. Regardless, we take whatever advantage you can. You do. You can only beat what's in front of you. Derek Sharp will be focused for next week. I think so too. Stephen Kennedy, we showed today that we are not out of place on the big stage. Let's us sing. Things can only get better. Crap song. I don't like it. But, I mean, the sentiment's right. Where are we at? Keith58 said hi mate. NUFC fan 7. Arsenal are shitholes. bit strong isn't it? MZD Edit 7 says hi. Deck bring on Everton FK Pickford. Speed Edits 95. Yo, alright mate. Silly Goose Havertz still found time for a mandatory elbow to our centre back's head. It's typical from him. Love Burns throwing ball at it. At it, I like that. NUFC fan 7, Arsenal cheaters. Snot GRG. What? Shut up, man. What are you talking about? Anyway, Tony, I meant doing cheers for doing these live videos every game. Thank you. No, I got it, mate. I got it. Paul Stamp, expectation of the fans is ridiculous. I'll bite your hand out being in the position at the beginning of the season. I would too, especially with PSR play. See Bams. Am I the only one that feels that new Arsenal's kit isn't too different from the last one? It's exactly the same. NUFC fan 7, Arsenal were cheaters and are, as someone else said before, Magpie Arteta had his coat on to keep the bridesmaids out concealed. Top work, Mr. Liam. Thank you, Mr. Magpie. I really appreciate it. Master Yoda. I'm a Villa fan, hi. But hope to face you guys in the Champions League next season, down with the Big Six. Love that. I am all for that. Thanks for your comment, Master Yoda. Derek Sharp shows what our new stadium could look like. A little bit, possibly. Chris Phillips with a low power performance. Gordon nowhere, push on NUFC. One big last push. Dalen Swartland. So sorry you guys got so unlucky. Hope you guys make the Champions League. From a Liverpool fan, I think they will. It's only got to beat Everton. I think they will. Stephen Lynch says rice baby. He was class today. Vara Gamer 202. 2002. Hi, bro, watching from India. I hope it's nice where you are. I hope it's nice where everybody is. Stay, are the YouTube videos going to be produced into podcast made? It's something we've considered. I don't know. Look, the only thing we've got at the Geordie Journos at the moment is time. We're so time poor. We love this product. We love doing it, but we're literally at the limits of what we can and can't do. We're talking about opening up a TikTok. We're talking about turning a bit of a podcast so people can listen on the move. And if there'll be a demand for that, it's no good telling me on the live because the comments don't always come through. Let me know in the comments of the main video so the other lads can see it as well. Then it doesn't take so much of a job for me to convince them to help with the extra work, which they do. We all do our fair share. Stephen Kennedy, all this shithousery from Arsenal. I'll get the game done away with. Never catch us doing that, eh? I don't think so. Vicky, that's where I sit. You sit here? Do you? It's a nice view. I love it. Prince Machino, bro, were you in Biker Grove? I can't see. Vicky Sanchez Row 17, seat 320. Oh, I don't know. If you're around here somewhere, it's a lovely view. Mighty Mike Magpie, looking good, mate. Being at Craig Hope's salon. Hope he's got more hair than me. I'll give him that. I'm struggling. The old penalty spot. The skating rink, it's coming. You can't beat Father Time, just ask Callum Wilson. Where we are, Derek Sharp 2-0 win next week. Maximus 1-3-1-8. I bought an Italy Baggio kit from DHK that came with Mexico flag. Well, at least they got the colours correct. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I love it. That's top class. Billy Bongo, or is it? Me and my daughter did all 20 Prem stadiums this season. Can you recommend any others? Just go to as many as you can, experience as much as you can. That would always be my advice. I love that. Football ground visits, mate. I'm a massive gunner, but I haven't been to the Emirates for years. What's it like? I really enjoy coming here. Not watching the football, Newcastle are normally terrible, which is why maybe I'm so chipper that they actually competed today. But yeah, it's good. Look, I would be honest, it's looking a little bit worse for wear. Some of the seatage, bit stadium-like pink seatsy, but must be the sun that gets in. Could do with a little respray, but it's good. I think it's a fantastic arena. Football grounds visits. Oh, I've just done you. Duran Pelé. Thought we could have done Arsenal today. Played really well for the first 20, but fizzled out. James Sang Liana. Hi, mate. Annie Local, can you show the field, please? There you are. Isaac Corduroy, very nice name. Said hi. Vicky, you're on the side. I don't know. Mogashan Chetty, give me a shout out, please. Mogashan Chetty, shout out to you. Derek Sharp supposed to be no Branthwaite next week. I've heard that too. Sounds like he went off, and it can only be a good thing for Newcastle because he's a top defender. Lacks a yard like, but he's a top defender. Come on, Marseille from Yanis. John Spence, if Gordon hadn't farted around instead of an easy pass, would have got a draw. I agree. Steve Craig Hope's Barnett is class, and yes, as a baldy man, I'm jealous. You're not honestly. Maybe I'm just hiding it. All right. But I'm going to have to go for the strongish beard plus baldy look soon. I'm going to become a baldy just like you, mate. Where we are, James Salang says thanks. Mike Magpie thought King Edward was brave today with his subs. Hope Miley involves into a rice baby. I'm from India, from Arfit Mishra. Stay, how do you get to London? And how are you getting back with issues? King Cross. We drove this morning. We met down at our old office and chucked our cars in at what time was it this morning? 7:30, and drove down. And we are driving straight back tonight. It's a long day for the Geordie Journos, but we always give it our best shot. I always give it our best shot. I sounded like that bloke. What's he called, man? When we used to be on the Apprentice. Don't go home until you've given 110%. Till you're proud. Make your family proud. Shut up, man. Anyway, Zebed Hussein said, hi, Derek Sharp. Not just for men, Liam. I'm disappointed. Hey, no. I tell you, when I got the barbers, I asked her to pick the crap up, all the shavings off the floor and stick it back on, man. Stephen Anderson, 100 Liams versus 100 Gunnasauruses. Who wins? Oh, I'm definitely winning that like the big donkey. Steve, Thomas Skinner, you're thinking of it. That's the man. That's the man. I don't want to start sounding like that. Anyway, right, I'm going to walk. I've had fun. I've had a laugh. Lots of people on here. Fantastic return. Give us a few more likes. Share this kind of thing around. But we're going to do a big video. I'm going to have myself and Jordan Cronin from Newcastle World. We're also going to have Dom Sker, I need to remember his name, Dom Sker from the Shields Gazette, all on the Geordie Journal. So if you like this kind of thing, with just me waffling on, I do plenty of that. The other lads get plenty of time to chat as well on the other one. We'll do a big video, which probably should go up some point this evening if we can manage in the drive home, or it might be early morning if we can't manage. I hope you understand. Anyway, Maximus 131. Don't worry about your hair one day, you'll be all eyebrows. I've got any eyebrows, man. Might have to start drawing them on. Anyway, enough of this. Good night, God bless. Wherever you're watching this from, whichever amazing country, whatever corner of this wonderful planet on this wonderful day. It wasn't to be for Newcastle United today, but look, at the end of the day, they've gone toe to toe, given it their best, and I kind of fault them one bit. Good evening, as Dom comes in. Hello. You're not coming on. I'm closing out. Good night, God bless. Fantastic effort from Newcastle, fell up short. And look, fantastic effort from all you guys on here as well. Absolutely love talking to you. It's been great. Loads of people on, loads of time to chat. And we didn't get chucked out today. All the positives, and a little cameo from Ando as well. Fantastic. Cheers, guys. Watch out for the big video there tonight. Early tomorrow morning. We'll get it as quick as I can. Good night.